to be a pessimist, but if the commander isn't back soon with those reinforcements...
My Padawan will be here.
Master!
What's up, guys? It's WoofWoofWolffe, back to read you a bedtime story. Just kidding. We're back for the second episode of Clone of the Week Season 3. Hit it! CC-10/99-4, aka Gray, was a clone captain / commander in the Grand Army of the Republic. Just going to preface this episode with his interchanging rank, as his rank is commander in the canon Star Wars Kanan comics. However, his also canon retcon in the Bad Batch saw him demoted to the rank of captain, with Caleb Dume serving as a Jedi commander. Anyways, Captain Gray served under Jedi General Depa Billaba, who we first saw in Phantom Menace, and was apprenticed to Mace Windu, believe it or not. Gray served as a commander in Depa Billaba's battalion, which had severe casualties during a battle on Harun Kal. Those who survived, including Gray and Clone Captain Styles, assembled a second battalion under Billaba's command. Billaba, along with her new Padawan Jedi Commander Caleb Dume, led the new battalion to the planet Cardoa for their first mission, sweeping the planet for Separatist presence. While examining the canyons, an explosion wiped out many clones, with a force of B-1 battle droids launching an attack. Gray, Billaba, and the rest of their battalion fought back and were able to force the Separatists into a retreat from Cardoa. Following their success on Cardoa, they were assigned to Mygeeto to reinforce Republic forces at events that would become known as the Third Battle of Mygeeto. Before Billaba and Dume arrived, Commander Gray deployed a majority of his battalion and went off to join the fight himself. Gray rushed back to rescue Billaba, Dume, Styles, and Clone Trooper Stance when they were trapped on a platform by battle droids. However, he discovered that they had already been aided by Mandalorian Fen Rao and Skull Squadron. This is the same Fen Rao from Rebels. While most of the battalion continued to fight on the front lines, they returned to the base camp, where they were attacked by General Grievous, Colonel Coburn Seer, and battle droids, killing Stance. While attempting to fight off the droids with Styles, Gray called for reinforcements. They came across Caleb Dume, who defeated Colonel Seer, and then aided his master, who was dueling Grievous. After forcing the droid general into a retreat, they held a funeral for Stance. Following their mission, they were quickly reassigned to the planet Kaller. Kaller was among the last battlefronts during the Clone Wars. Gray and the other clones followed Billaba into battle, with the goal of taking General Cleave's base of operations. Eventually, they managed to chase Cleave and his forces away, although the Kallerans didn't see a difference between Separatist and Republic rule. When Janus Casimir made a snide comment about Billaba, Gray stood up for her. However, Billaba graciously chose to set up camp outside of the compound, deciding to leave the Kallerans alone. Gray and the other clones made a fire and relaxed as Billaba took Dume out to train. Later, the clones led by Gray and General Billaba engaged the droid forces after a launched offensive, following their defeat at the Battle of Coruscant. Although supported by ATTE tanks, the clones fought on the defensive against a battalion of B-1 series battle droids, DSD-1 dwarf spider droids, and armored assault tanks. Caleb left to get reinforcements but had yet to return, leading Gray to wonder if the Jedi commander would return in time, to which Billaba affirmed that her Padawan would. When Caleb returned, Commander Gray was shocked to learn that he only brought 5 clones. However, Gray soon recognized the squad to be Clone Force 99, which destroyed the Separatist forces without the assistance of Gray's men. Gray watched the clone commandos wipe out the droid battalion with a pair of electro binoculars, admitting that he was impressed. The Bad Batch leader, Hunter, advised General Billaba to order a counterattack, as another droid battalion was on their way. Gray lashed back, stating that only his Jedi General had the authority to give orders. However, Billaba agreed with Hunter's recommendation, and instructed Gray to launch the counterattack. As Caleb and the Bad Batch were headed in the direction of the incoming Separatist forces, Commander Gray received Order 66 from Chancellor Palpatine. His inhibitor chip activated, and Captain Gray turned on Billaba. Billaba raised her lightsaber just in time to deflect Gray's blaster fire, and disarmed him by cutting his blaster in half, and kicking him away. Unfortunately for the Jedi Master, the other clones also turned on her. Although Caleb tried to rush back to help Balaba, she yelled for him to run before the clones managed to finish her off. Clone Force 99 was confused by the situation, with Hunter telling Echo to speak with Captain Gray, while he and Crosshair searched for Caleb. Witnessing Gray's troops kill Balaba after loyally serving her for years led the Bad Batch to wonder how they could have complied with Order 66. Tech was aware that the Kaminoans conditioned the clones to be obedient, and was under the accurate assumption that their obedience was a direct result of their programming. The Clone Wars ended shortly after Gray received Order 66. Although Hunter claimed that Caleb had died, a counter-report filed by Crosshair suggested that the Padawan escaped, and in the following days, Gray and Styles searched for Caleb in the Plateau City, but lost his trail when he changed his appearance and started working with Janua Casimir. After a job went wrong, resulting in the pair getting caught, Casimir immediately sold out Caleb as the Jedi Padawan on the run, and traded him to Gamut Key's security in exchange for his release. Gray and Styles managed to confirm for Key that the boy was the Padawan they were looking for, and ordered the Kallerans to hold him in a cell until they could leave the Imperial garrison at Plateau City to take him in and execute him for treason. Soon after, however, Casimir had a change of heart and broke Caleb out of his cell using an IGRM droid, escaping Kaller. Gray and Styles followed closely and eventually caught up with the duo on Lawn, where Caleb and Casimir were attempting to trade stolen spice for a second ship. As the former Padawan was negotiating with their buyer, former Separatist General Cleve, Gray ambushed Casimir and held him at gunpoint, asking where Caleb had gone. While Casimir claimed he had ditched him as soon as they left Kaller, Gray did not believe him. Caleb overheard the discussion and fled to make Casimir's statement seem truthful. Gray arrested Casimir and began a search across Lawn for the missing Jedi. Captain Styles managed to ambush Caleb, who had left with Cleve to the Farbrooks Hope, the ship that Casimir hoped to acquire, and knocked the Padawan unconscious. Styles contacted Gray to let him know he captured Caleb. While transporting the boy back to Kaller aboard their Gazanti-class cruiser, Gray and Styles were finally faced with the job of executing their former friend. Caleb begged for his life, reminding them of how much they used to look up to Master Balaba, and suggested that it was Palpatine and not the Jedi who had betrayed the Republic. Caleb was unable to convince the clones not to kill him, but he did manage to buy enough time for Casimir and Cleve to catch up to the Imperial freighter in an attempt to rescue him. Caleb force-pushed the clones and activated the airlock to escape into the vacuum outside. After returning to the bridge, Gray started to have doubts about Order 66. He brought up his concerns with Styles, who disagreed, seeing the Jedi only as traitors to the Empire. After his concerns went unanswered, Gray shot the ship's controls with his blaster rifle in order to cripple the freighter and allow Casimir and Cleve to destroy it with both Gray and Styles on board, to give Caleb a fighting chance. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to drop a comment below and stay tuned for the next Clone of the Week. This is WoofWoofWolffe signing off, and as always, woof woof.